And it wasn't to sell a product. It was to announce a force the world tried to silence. Listen closely, chosen ones. The universe just detonated a truth bomb, and it's echoing in the heads of those who thought your silence was surrender. They're shaking now, not from fear of you, but from the reality that you were never theirs to manipulate. They assumed your patience was weakness, that your grace meant passivity, that your restraint meant you were done. Wrong. Fatal error. Now they're scrambling, whispering, running back to broken alliances, trying to fix what's already collapsed. But the universe has already drawn the line. Enough, it said, not out of rage, but out of finality. Those who thought they could play with your energy like it was free Wi-Fi are now realizing they struck something divine. A wall that doesn't move for manipulation. A force that doesn't flinch at darkness. And as for Elon Musk, he didn't just give you an ad. He gave you visibility. Because even the most calculated minds know, the chosen ones don't rise through influence. They rise through inevitability. You're no longer hidden. You're featured. And no one can skip this next part of your story. They are completely terrified by the enormous strength of your perception. They frightened when you stated what they were doing. Their plots, their manipulations, their assaults driven by envy. And you stared at them with those clear eyes. Because you have the ability to see through them like no one else has. Like a heavenly razor, your perception of reality cut through their delusions. They were unable to conceal themselves behind their typical masks because of how precisely you called them out. You did more than just gesture toward the smoke. You let the fire out. You did more than merely list the symptoms. You identified the illness. Their downfall was your clarity. You ended their sentence for them before they could finish it. You had already avoided their trap before they could set it. They were frightened by this degree of knowledge, since individuals such as these rely on confusion and blindness to function. You didn't give them either. You know what occurs when a deceitful person meets a soul they are unable to deceive? Meltdown. Total failure of the system. At the moment they are going through that breakdown. When they discover you've been 10 steps ahead the whole time, their heads race, their hearts accelerate, and their hands start to perspire. Suddenly, the puppeteer saw their own strings. The magician understands that their tricks are obvious. They are now being caught up by all of their talking out of their neck. Every false narrative they created, every rumor they disseminated, and every lie they uttered about you are all returning with the power of a cosmic boomerang directed directly for their neck. The words they tossed into the cosmos with reckless abandon have become shards of significance. Their souls are unable to pay the checks that their tongues wrote. The universe maintains flawless records. It always has and always will. And the day of collection has come. The harsh light of reality is exposing the whisper campaigns they planned, the doubts they sowed about your character, and the ways they attempted to incite others against you. Instead of viewing them as they feigned, people are seeing them for who they really are. Onlookers are forced to watch as their schemes collapse with such startling power. They are broadcasting in dazzling light what they attempted to achieve in the dark. Instead, the same people they tried to discredit you are seeing their demise, the epitome of divine irony, and that enormous group of flying monkeys they hired to intensify their assaults on you, dispersing like roaches as the lights are turned on. The last thing everyone wants is to drown with this sinking ship. Their comrades are retreating one by one. Sorry, I'm too busy. This isn't my battle, I don't want to get involved. The same individuals who were all too happy to take part in the assassination of your character are now acting as if they had no knowledge of it. The same voices who spread false information about you have abruptly stopped speaking. They are leaving the text messages on read. Voicemail will receive the calls. The cries for assistance are answered with locked doors and icy shoulders. Their efforts to enlist additional individuals in their cause are utterly failing. There is no one who wants to interfere with this energy. They are frantically searching for someone who is prepared to carry on this campaign against you. However, The well has dried up. The wellspring of malice upon which they relied has vanished. Now they are alone, just as they should be. Even more delectable is the fact that some of the individuals they recruited are now opposing them. Now, fully awake, the sleeping giants they roused are aiming for them rather than you. They have turned the weapons they manufactured against you back onto their own makers. The finest kind of poetic justice. They can't sleep now. The impending footsteps of karma plague their sleep. In their chamber, every shadow seems to move. They jump at every sound in their home. Their parched lips, pounding heart, and persistent knot in their stomach are all signs that revenge is coming. The next blow doesn't simply come. They lay awake wondering when and how it will land. It has already arrived. They sense it in every chance that eludes them, every door that shuts, and every rejection. There are no warnings from the cosmic debt collectors. All they do is start the repossession. They lost their peace of mind long ago, and their credibility, reputation, and false feeling of power were all taken back. IOUs and payment arrangements are not left behind by the heavenly tow truck. It only reclaims what was never really theirs in the first place. They are being eaten alive by the tension. Their body is aware of what their intellect denies, that they have set off an event that is completely out of their control. Headaches, sleeplessness, stomach problems, and ongoing worry are some of their physical symptoms that reveal their inner struggle. The breakdown they are suffering on the outside is reflected in their own body, which is turning against them. They see your face every time they shut their eyes, not one of rage or retaliation, but one of prosperity, ascent, and flourishing. They know deep inside that your blessing is inextricably linked to their misfortune, which is why this vision torments them more than any nightmare could. As they wither beneath the weight of their own acts, you have received 10 times as much vitality back as they attempted to take. Your blessings, meanwhile, are growing at an inexplicable pace. Suddenly, opportunities present themselves. Relationships are formed with ease. Unexpected channels of resources are coming your way, and doors that you didn't even knock on are opening. Your accomplishment is a message from the universe. The position for which you weren't even officially qualified? Yours. The chance that everyone claimed was unattainable landed in your lap. The relationship with someone who can change your circumstances appeared all at once. The breakthrough in finances you've been hoping for delivered. There's more to this abundance than chance. The restoration is focused. You're getting 2 opportunities for everyone they attempted to block. You're acquiring 3 new, strong partnerships for everyone they tried to destroy. They're elevating you to a point where your truth is indisputable for each lie they uttered about you. With all of their bad energy, your enemies unintentionally created a vacuum. Furthermore, filling voids is required by universal law. However, this one isn't getting any worse. It is filled with blessings that are especially inscribed with your name. Prosperity that is uniquely designed to you. Note, only those who felt the call should read the following message. I saw the terrible reality as I escaped through the Salvia Divinorum gateway. One plucked pod amid many matrices is our reality. You already know this fact, don't you? I saw the archons, cosmic parasites who feed on human energy, laugh and threaten. You'll never awaken a single soul. That persistent feeling that you've been selected, that you're intended for more. I'm assembling the most intelligent people into an army. Their coherence via unconditional love is their one weakness, which I learned about through meditation. You can feel that resonance growing inside of you. You are not reading this by chance now. The Obsidian Inner Order, the top ascension center for those with destiny, is already seeing a gathering of the most potent awakened souls. One truth unites Christians, lightworkers, distant watchers, and targeted persons. You were selected for this occasion. In the description below, click the link. Participate in our live streams. panels, and group calls that are accessible to the whole astral atom network. Our frequency is boosted by yours. Whether you are selected is not the issue. Will you take the call is the question. The Archons are afraid of the decision you are about to make. They should. The cosmos wants more than for you to withstand their assaults. It wants you to succeed so much that it becomes part of their penalty. Their result is your glow-up. Their suffering is your tranquility. Their failure is shown by your plenty. And now, the vacuous excuses arrive just in time. They suddenly want to get back in touch after being silent for months or even years. The weight of their apology is comparable to that of a feather in a storm, totally unimportant in comparison to the severity of what they did. Don't fall for it. Transformation is not what this is. It's a deal. They have no desire for mending. From the storm they caused, they seek refuge. They're not trying to make things right. Their goal is amnesty. That's not how the world operates, and you shouldn't either. Their texts read, "I miss you." But the underlying message is, "I miss what I could take from you." True repentance is not simply about changing circumstances. It's about changing conduct. Their words indicate, "I've changed," but their energy shouts, "I'm desperate." You win by only staying alive under your power, while they run to avoid punishment. Your triumph isn't ostentatious or vindictive. It's the silent perseverance of your development in spite of their efforts to impede it. It's your light's constant growth in spite of their attempts to dull it. The difference between who you are now and what they attempted to make you become has always been your finest form of retaliation. They want for you to be broken. You're constructing instead. They wanted to see you fall apart. They're observing your construction instead. More than any curse, this contradiction haunts them. Everything they thought about energy and power is called into question by the success of someone they attempted to eliminate. Their perspective is unable to accept your accomplishment. They still have to see it, however. Their worst nightmare has come true. To achieve, you never need their approval. They had no real leverage. They borrowed all their might. In the meanwhile, you had a direct, genuine, and long-lasting connection to source energy. Know this very well. It was never you who was in need. Indeed, they were. The desperate one was never you. Indeed, they were. It was never you who need approval. Indeed, they were. For all parties concerned, this reality is becoming more apparent, causing profound changes in the way that others see you in comparison to them. Those who were previously duped by their performance are now able to peek behind the scenes. People who were momentarily influenced by their charm are now seeing how hollow it was. Now, communities that once trusted their stories are doubting everything they said. The masks are coming off, exposing faces twisted by insecurity, jealousy, and hatred. The performances are disintegrating, revealing the underlying desperation. The illusions are crumbling, revealing the flimsy truth they made such a concerted effort to hide. And you stay grounded in your truth throughout it all. It's because you've been genuine, not because you're flawless. No one is. Because you took responsibility for your errors, not because you never made them. Because you're real in a world of fakery, not because you're perfect. Your greatest strength is your genuineness. Your safety comes from the alignment of your inner and outside worlds. Your defense against all assaults is the congruence of your beliefs, actions, and words. In the end, no weapon created against such integrity can succeed. Our most agonizing experiences are always where the universe encodes its most important teachings. You were put to the test in more ways than one by the betrayal you experienced. It was a prelude to your promotion. You were unintentionally made stronger for the next stage of your journey by those who attempted to harm you. You have to reaffirm your limits after each assault. Every falsehood forced you to be more steadfast in your beliefs. You learn to trust your instincts more after each betrayal. You become more fully accepting of yourself with each rejection. They were assisting you in breaking through, even if they believed they were destroying you. You are now at a cosmic fork in the path. The battlefield where you battled to protect your essence from those who wanted to pollute it is behind you. They sought to disprove your existence before you walked a route lighted by possibilities. The decision is obvious. Keep moving ahead. Don't look back, unless you want to acknowledge your progress. Avoid interacting with those who are desperately attempting to drag you back into their drama. Don't answer the cries of those who, when they believed you were helpless, exposed themselves to you. Your story's chapter about them is finished. Their contribution to your growth is over. They have served their function in your trip. Give them a silent thank you for giving you the strength to go through them. Then firmly and permanently shut the door. You have too much energy to expend on those who have already shown they are undeserving. You have too much power to focus on those who have abused it. Your presence is too valuable to give to someone who didn't value it the first time. Instead, use that amazing energy on making the next thing. Direct that concentrated energy on possibilities that will serve your best benefit. Give that priceless presence to those who appreciate and acknowledge its value right away. For those who are in line with their true purpose, the universe works in their favor. Those who stay faithful to their inner direction in the face of outward temptation to compromise have their manifestations accelerated by cosmic forces. The downfall of those who act dishonestly and the elevation of those who act honorably are both masterfully timed by divine decree. This orchestration is being performed live for you to see. The occurrence of synchronicity in your life is not a coincidence. They are affirmative. The relationships that are developing around you are not coincidental. They're deliberate. The chances that present themselves to you are not coincidental. They are predestined. You're being asked to develop on firm ground while they frantically attempt to fix their deteriorating foundations. You're being asked to produce something of real substance while they desperately want to keep up appearances. You're being given the ability to create a whole new chapter as they fight to maintain their made-up story. This contrast is instructive as well as pleasing. Everyone can see what occurs when darkness tries to put out light in the cosmos. The cosmic message is evident. Genuine power always triumphs over fake power. False domination is always outlasted by true authority. This teaching is imparted to your enemies via traumatic experiences. They teach about solitude, exposure, and loss. In the meanwhile, you keep learning via growth, connection, and opportunity. The heavenly tow truck does more than just return stolen property. It gives you what you were always supposed to have. Everything has been renovated and restored by the cosmic repossession agents. This healing is taking place in front of your own eyes, right now, literally and tangibly. Your resources grow, while those of your enemies diminish. While others see their ties erode, yours grow stronger. Your opportunities increase as theirs disappear. There is no more deliberate or striking contrast. There is more to this turn of events than meets the eye. It is on display. The universe wants for everyone to see it, including those who disbelieved in you, wrote you off, or watched in silence while you were attacked. The cosmic spotlight makes sure that your vindication serves as a reminder to everyone. Now, those who made the incorrect decision are rushing to change their ways. Those who should have stood up for you but chose to stay neutral are now making clumsy attempts to reconnect. People who trusted the stories about you are suddenly doubting all they ever believed. Allow them to fumble. Allow them to inquire. Let them think it over. You can no longer use your efforts to persuade others of your value. That time has come to an end. Your attention is now only on individuals who cherish you without requiring evidence, who respect your limits without requiring enforcement, and who identify your essence without requiring the first demonstration. Instead, use that amazing energy on making the next thing. Direct that concentrated energy on possibilities that will serve your best benefit. Give that priceless presence to those who appreciate and acknowledge its value right away. The game is entirely different now. You've advanced to chess while they're still playing checkers. Even if they still use antiquated methods, you have gained a broader perspective. You've linked to unlimited intellect, while they continue to use the same old strategies. Nothing they do now works, which is explained by this fundamental change. Their strategies relied on your continued ignorance, reactivity, and skepticism about your own vision. Their whole manipulative system has fallen apart now that you've woken up, acted tactically, and fully trusted your instincts. They are using playbooks that were created for a different version of you. They are putting into practice tactics designed for a non-existent version of you. They are acting as if they still had control over parts of you that you have already taken back. If it weren't so pitiful, their bewilderment would be funny. If they weren't so desperate, their confusion might be amusing. If their worry weren't so predictable, it would be pleasant. The confusion that invariably follows the breakdown of illusion is what they are going through. Their meticulously crafted illusion is being upended by reality, and they are emotionally unable to handle this upheaval. They lack the spiritual maturity to incorporate this knowledge, and truth is piercing their intricately constructed falsehood. They lack the moral basis to accept this correction, and the consequences are outweighing their feeling of exemption. Thus, they thrash, deny, project, and assign blame. The cosmic forces presently at work are too powerful for them to control. Therefore, none of it works. They have no influence over the universal rules that are triggered by their activities.